Alright, next try. Let's see if this works. Try loading up the channel page and along with this stream. Refresh. It's like it's one thing to get a event on YouTube set up going. It's another to have it stick to the. Oh yeah, it's live right now. Let me. All right, hang on a sec. It is running. I'm going to tell everybody in the other event to check this one out instead. I'll post a link. One sec. Okay, I think we're good. I'm sorry that for anybody who was waiting in the other initial event that I set up. I've had this recurring thing with YouTube streams for a long time. Let me turn the music down a little bit. Or pause it. I've had a problem with YouTube streams for a while, and I'm sure it's something really easy that I just haven't figured out. Maybe I should ask on like Reddit or something. Because YouTube, you can either, I use OBS and Streamlabs, which is like an offshoot of it. And it's pretty easy just go into YouTube and like copy the key, like the code you need to set it linking to this site when you stream. That's pretty easy, but I've tried so many times to be like, all right, I'm setting up this event. It's called this. It's scheduled for this, so people actually know it's coming and can set time aside if they want to watch it. And then when I try and stream, it's like I can't really find. I think it gives me a key, but it doesn't work. Like it doesn't start on that event, and it doesn't start another video. So I just went to the regular like YouTube live control room and picked the code from that, and it worked, but it started recording as a separate video. So I had to go into the chat for the other one and be like, okay, guys, go over here. So I'm actually going to. Well, I'm going to get rid of that other event just so people don't get more confused. And I'm sorry about that. If anybody has had experience with that and knows a good way, like either a workaround or like, there's got to be something I'm missing. Like they wouldn't give you events if you couldn't, link your stream to them. Let's see. Live. Working on WarioWare, doing other stuff. And let me delete the other two, the ones that aren't going to happen. Actually, how do you delete live ones? That's fine. Don't worry about it. I will say, okay, yeah, I'm seeing it now, the same comment from the first version. Can you put Batman in WarioWare 7? No, he doesn't really have anything to do with it. Would Wario Man in the future count? Because I'm probably going to do that. Anyway, let's open up what we have here. Also, let me know how volume is, because I've got music playing in the background. Smash Ultimate from like Mario and the spin-offs. In this case, it's the Ashley song cover. Let me know the volume of that is, as well as my mic, as well as let's just play a little bit what I have right now here. So, for anybody who saw the last two parts, you know that. And I'm sorry it's taking so long. I've just had a lot of other projects going on. You'll probably remember how it ended with Orbulon letting them go from the ship and not realizing they were going to fall. And this is. Let me just try to set up the volume over on OBS or Streamlabs. This is. I know it's actually seems on says Emma. Yeah, I really like that a kind of jazzy version they had in Ultimate, and also there's a really good cover online. It's on YouTube. It's Adresaurus doing Ashley's vocals, and I don't remember who the people are doing like a full jazz band. It's really good. Look it up. But yeah, this is. And speaking of Ashley, let's see how they get out of this, and let me know if you can't hear any of the audio here.
This isn't good.
What, does falling a great distance not end well here either? That's never really been a problem for me.
It's a problem here. I didn't expect dying to be one of the things I'd go through while giving you a tour.
Ah, don't sweat it. Knowing my storytelling cliches, I'm sure something will happen to save us any second. Maybe. Possibly. Or not. Hopefully one-ups work here as well. See? What'd I tell ya? Would have been nice if it happened earlier, though.
Wow, Ashley, it's not.
Oh, I forgot to turn on. I did find a remix of her theme from a Newgrounds artist. Gravity, indeed. Gravity, a Sandra Bullock film. Also
Hopefully
featuring
one-ups work here as well. See? What'd I tell ya? Would have been nice if it happened earlier, though.
Wow, Ashley, it's not like you to save total strangers like that.
I agree, but there's something different about these two.
Is it my wonderful bodily funk?
I really doubt it.
No, you just seem unique. Not as dull as the numerous worthless pawns in this crooked city.
Is that really it?
That, and more interesting people can provide better ingredients for a brew or potion. But we can save that for another day. Come on.
Wait! What did you just...
Okay, hang on. The frame kind of crapped on me there.
Wait!
Okay, it is lip sync though.
What did...
Let's see the comments. Jack Williams says, I can't wait. Thank you, and I'm sorry for the long wait. It's like not even just before this episode started. But in between part 2 and 3, because like the collab started, I worked on other collabs, trying to make a living and stuff like that. So I'm sorry for the wait. And MA1140 says, Ashley is always depressed. Yeah, I don't know if depressed is the wrong word. I like to think of her as indifferent to everything. Like, she's just, you know, she's not going to respond strongly to something good or bad. She'll just be like, yeah, all right. I don't know. It's funny though, whatever she is, and I know that's like a character type. They're like, I always think of one from if anybody else watched Daria back in the day, there was somebody in the fashion club who talked like how I imagine Ashley talking, like, like this. I remember even when there's an episode where they all get scared and instead of screaming, she goes, like that's kind of, I feel like that kind of sums up Ashley, or Mandy from Billy and Mandy. I guess that's not the best way because Mandy is actually pissed at everything and actually just like, I don't care, whatever. Or Mai from Avatar, that's a good one. That's a good comparison. MA says, when will this episode be released? I don't know yet. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do more work on it lately, and a lot of lip sync is done for certain parts, but there's still going to be, there's like one scene I need to draw like some unique props and angles for, and probably the last scene I can do some. The last scene is kind of a recreation of the first game's intro where he's calling everybody, so I'll just need to do some work on like I'm not gonna draw everybody the unique background. I remember that they did like a black background with like maybe it's like a spotlight shown on each of them. It's not gonna be like gold where they do all these little abstract backgrounds for everyone. But let's let me just keep playing so we can see where the where we are lip sync and audio and animation wise where I need to finish up here. And let me know if you guys are having any problems with the audio levels, like if my mic is too loud or quiet, or the cartoon or the music.
Come on.
Wait! What did you just do there? Was it magic?
Magic, witchcraft, or sorcery, whatever you'd like to call it. I specialize in the occult.
And I literally am the occult. Check the horns, baby.
Okay, I need to. Oh no, not render it. I pressed the render button by accident. Let's say we have. Okay, so I need to do. Ashley's lip sync for this shot is done. I need to do Red's first line. I did the second because I used it in the trailer. So she's saying she specializes in the occult, and he says, "I literally am the occult. Check the horns, baby." I'm probably going to change his position a little bit too, or have the camera zoom out to get a better look at this rectangle here. This is showing what the final product will contain, so you can do like a render preview here. So you're not going to see all of this. You're going to see whatever's within this outline. So let me zoom in. In this case at least, I like to do lip sync first for a lot of things because it's both one of the most tedious things, and it's also one that once you get out of the way, it's easy to still rearrange the rest of their body, because it'll keep the specifications on like which mouth shape you want for each frame. You can move its position to edit, along with the body, and it won't screw that up. So that's a handy feature. Looks like Red might be his layers might be locked. It's funny. This is the last thing I'm using Toon Boom Animate for, because for those who don't use it, there's another version. The more contemporary version is Toon Boom Harmony, which I've also been using. Animate's been basically discontinued, but because I started working on this one so long ago, all the character rigs were basically you could import them from Flash. They would still need to be reworked a bit, so I did that. Did some redesigns. I I believe Ashley is very different from the last couple episodes, at least like 3 and 4. I remember like back then I'm like that is way off model, and so I'm trying to, and they're probably going to be redesigned more in the future, both because I drew this a long time ago, these rigs a long time ago, you know, most of these backgrounds, and because they most of them got redesigns in gold, which some I really like, some I don't. So it's probably going to be a case of me kind of just messing around, like, all right, what do I incorporate with the old style? What do I incorporate with the new style? And what, you know, is my personal touch? Because my personal style isn't one-to-one with Wario, even though I think I would say that because I drew it so much in high school and stuff, it has that I believe Ko Takeuchi's his name. He's become probably one of the bigger influences on my style without, I just didn't realize it for a long time. I also recommend you check out his Twitter account because when he's not doing stuff for Nintendo, because he also is the character designer for Rhythm Heaven, because that's the same team as the, I believe it was that one team did first WarioWare and Twisted, and then it's mostly been Intelligent Systems, the Fire Emblem guys, doing, I think, from Touched onward. So it's interesting how that works. Maybe it was different for Gold. I don't remember who developed that. Let me just pull up. So that there's a handy feature called scrubbing here. I can use that to hear like one frame at a time, so you can hear. Let me do a little quickly. You'll hear I'm literally am the occult.
I literally am the occult.
So I'll be able to go in and manually switch Red's mouth shapes. And MA asks, who's your favorite character in WarioWare? I don't have a single favorite. I've always had a couple. I say since the beginning, it's been Oiblon's a fun one. I just think that's such a neat take on an alien design. And if you're talking pairs, Cat and Anna are another. I think it's just funny to see, like, I've heard some people say like, oh, it's like Powerpuff Girls but ninjas, and like that in itself was funny. Like a 5-year-old just kicking the shit out of you with a sword. Crygor's a big favorite. He's just like a weird take on the crazy old doctor thing, and I actually didn't like one of my complaints with the voices in Gold was that they went for a more traditional, oh, I'm a crazy old scientist, when the original games and even the Japanese version of Gold, he talks like this, and I just thought that's so unorthodox and funny. And actually, real quick, after playing Gold, I'm sorry, let me just see where I can start with this. Okay, so he's one of his bigger mouth shapes, not the frown ones though. He's pretty happy. Oh, okay, I only draw 2. I usually have one that size and one slightly bigger for both frown and smile. I think because Red is such a minor part, I just gave him one, and I give everybody a like something for F and S, with a teeth, and then an O. So I'll just switch back and forth between that a bit. And I will say, MA says I like the scientists. The scientist tits, yes. And I will say, for anybody who has played Gold, now I'd add Franck to my favorites too. He was like such a kind of background character, and then when I heard his voice and personality, where I never knew what he was supposed to sound like. Then it's like an older British gentleman, like, "Hello, 9-Volt, how are you doing?" And I just find that really. I think that's what I find why a lot of these ones are my favorites, because it's just kind of a funny mix-up of different things, of different archetypes. So let me just go quiet for a second so I can. All right, so I give him the F there. Back to the mouth. Since I don't have a bigger mouth shape, I'll sometimes, and I do this sometimes the other characters too, I substitute a closed mouth for like an sound, because you don't have to show you gritting your teeth to do that, especially for M. You know, you don't go gritting your teeth most of the time. Smile. Actually, no, that should be an F when he's doing the L. Oh, I should turn music back on. I'll make it real quiet, but... Alright, we already listened to Ashley's theme. The DK rap, a modern classic. I remember my mom being really upset when I was 12 and the original N64, DK64 came out. Got it for Christmas, because back... When you're a kid, before you have a good allowance or a job, you basically... I relied on either my birthday or Christmas to get any actual games to keep, so I only had, like... a few games for my SNES and N64 and Game Boy, and I just replayed the hell out of them. Now it's a miracle if I replay any game once, because there's so many coming out that I want to do, and they got so long. I still haven't beaten Red Dead 2. I still want to play the Witcher games. I have all 3 of them on Steam, and I played a little bit of the first, so I'm jumping to 2. I'm like, can I at least... I don't know if I beat this before Cyberpunk comes out. Alright, let's see. Lit. That could be an O. Litter. Smile, then back to the E. I'll smile. That can be a closed, like I said, the so we'll close the mouth a little bit. How's everybody doing, by the way? Love to, if you have any questions about this, or if you're just like, what have you been up to, what kind of games have you been playing, or movies or such, because I finally told myself I need to go out and see more movies, even if it's not ones that look amazing. So I went and saw, did today Sunday? Okay, yeah, I saw it on Friday. I went and saw Abominable. It was pretty good. I'm kind of with the critic consensus that like it does a lot of cliche stuff in its plot and some of the characters, but it does have some genuine emotion, and it's really pretty. Like I like what they do with both. You see the Chinese cities and landscape, and it's like as an American, it's kind of refreshing to see that in a movie gets wide release over here. Oh, and if you're somebody who's really fond of Toothless, the Yeti in that is kind of the next best thing. Like very cute. Though they don't do anything as emotional as they do with Toothless in the movies. So I literally am the. Alright, I'll close the mouth. Then for the quick crisp mouth, I'll go into the O for the alt. Oh no, we do one after that because you hear the. If it's just kind of like a silent T, like if the actor didn't do it right pronounced, I can just do a closed mouth. If it's a T, then you do want to have that. Oh, and Red is. I don't think he's gonna do it anymore. This is my brother doing the voice. I've had him on the podcast a couple times, and he's an improv actor right now. Very funny guy. Let's just do that. Like the shit goes by so fast, just make that a smile. Make music. I'm gonna make music a little louder. Ooh, Yahtzee too. I'm gonna make sure it doesn't drown out the voice. No, that's a good balance, I think. MA says Ashley's kind of like Harry Potter. How so? Do you mean just to the witch, or like does her personality remind you of? I only got halfway through the Harry Potter series. I'm having trouble thinking of a character other than like Snape that she's like. She's kind of like Snape, I guess. K Cool's is it K Cool? Yeah, K Cool RGS says Red. Yeah, Red's a cute little guy. But with the magic or spelling or curse. I mean, if she reminds you of Harry Potter simply because she does magic, there are a lot of things that can remind you of Harry Potter. So you're not wrong in that regard. Alright, so we go to an O here. Oh, and anime's been really weird, where sometimes it like kind of auto-generates a bunch of duplicate substitutions of the exact same original, like default mouth, and that's gonna be nice to, eventually after this I'm gonna be focusing on more collabs and the first Spacious episode, because I uploaded the storyboard a few weeks ago. Voices are fully recorded for that. So now I'm working on rigs, storyboards, and backgrounds for that. That's going to take up stuff for a while, and I know what I want the next Wario episode to be, and I've started writing some of it, but I think I'm going to wait until I have less obligations in terms of other stuff I'm drawing. Oh yeah, I already did. This line was already synced for the trailer, like I said. All right, let me check the. K Cool says, I'll continue watching my phone as my tablet needs charging. Hanging about. Alright, cool. MA says, I don't know much of WarioWare. I started to fall in love with the game since June 17, 2022. MA, what game did you start with? Was it Gold or was it one of the older ones?
The horns, baby.
Let me reset the frame. Let me see what I have. Alright, I'm probably gonna need to move the camera a little bit, so. Alright, so I have a keyframe there. I can just kind of zoom it out a little bit and move it down slightly, so you only see the very top of Ashley's head. Oh no, you need to move it. I want to scale it in. Zoom. And let's reset view and see how that looks. If it's gonna, how it's gonna look at the final version. Okay, much better. MA says, you played Gold and only videos for the rest. Okay, yeah, if you can find a way to play the others, I'd recommend it. Mainly the 4, traditional ones. It's the original Twisted, then Touch, then Smooth Moves. DIY is really good too, but you kind of have to do some extra work nowadays if you want to share or download games with others, because they shut down the Wi-Fi servers. I wouldn't recommend Game & Wario. It was kind of not meant to be a WarioWare game, and it really shows. And I don't even know if you can download it. I never even touched Snap. It was really bad, so. Played the GBA and GameCube one on my phone. Okay, yeah, that counts for something. See if you can find, if you have a DS or 3DS, seek out a copy of Touch. It's really good. And a copy of Twisted if you have a DS or a GBA, because that original DS was backward compatible. Alright, so let me see how this, you know what I might do is start on top, like closer actually, then I'll zoom out for red.
And I
Oh, no, I don't need to turn. I have it set to it. I need to press the FN button to have the F keys do these kind of functions in Toon Boom. Alright, so let me just pick a starting position. I'm probably doing a little more since it's just Ashley. I know one thing I'm trying to practice more is the rule of thirds. For those, because I'm trying to practice storyboarding stuff. For those who don't know what that is, like imagine you take a frame and go and like cut it into three portions, both vertically and horizontally. You kind of want to have it so that you have something in at least some of those, like try and focus objects of interest in that area. So let me see how this would look. Zoom in a little more. Let me know how the audio balance sounds. Like, let me play, like, because it's got the music, I've got my mic. Tell me if you can make out what Ashley is saying here.
Magic, witchcraft, or sorcery, whatever you'd like to call it. I specialize in the occult.
And I literally am the occult. Check the horns, baby.
Okay. Let me know if the volume of that was if it needs something adjusting
Whatever you'd like to
on
call it.
on your guys' ends.
I specialize. Magic.
Alright, so we'll do kind of a closer shot. It's gonna look weird if red's horns just slightly there. Let's see how that looks. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. And then I'll set it up to tween out to zoom out to red there. Set ease so it kind of does a more natural stops, like slowing down motion.
And I literally am the occult.
Alright, so now we'll animate red to this. Actually, I'd probably animate Ashley first. Like, so you can hear she's kind of being her usual dismissive, like magic or whatever. So I'll probably have her like turn her eyes upward and move a little bit back and forth. So let me find her peg for her red. Here we are. Alright, got the head, got the neck. That's kind of what we want. Start the motion here. I'll return her head a little bit like that way, and her eyes upward and away, like yeah, whatever. Actually, no, I don't want her neck to rotate. I don't think in this rig it's connected to the cloth, so it just looks like I don't want that. So I'll just ignore that. The other thing is if I leave those as is, it doesn't matter if there's a keyframe there as long as I don't adjust anything. Alright, so now we'll move. And her eyes are kind of set up interestingly too, because you can see when I have Toon Boom set up where it's like you can't see it when it goes outside the eye, because much like real life, it doesn't work that way. And I have her pupil and iris set up independently of that. I always like how derpy-eyed they look there, because they only do one at a time. Usually, it's kind of just an inevitable thing in Toon Boom. Let's select all of these first by holding Shift. Deselect. I'll just select the other two. And then just select the pupil. I think it's the iris. The pupil's the bigger part. Or maybe I have it mixed up. I always have it mixed up. And let's see how that looks in motion.
Magic witch.
Alright. Trying to find a good rhythm to match it with the dialogue.
Magic, witchcraft, or sorcery.
let's have it start 1 frame earlier and end 1 frame earlier as well. So just move it up a frame basically.
Magic witch.
All right. So first I'm gonna set an ease for it, so it'll kind of move a little faster at the start and then slow down.
Magic.
Another thing I want to do is have the eyes look a little more up in the middle part. Kind of like an eye roll. Okay, Edward Cup says, do you watch Crash Bandicoot? Edward469. I play Crash Bandicoot. I do not understand the rest of your question. Sorry, man. Oh, I was overlapping with the eye a little bit, but I think at this... Let me see how it looks at the actual... I feel like it moves fast enough. Probably pretty hard to notice.
Magic witch.
Yeah, it's fine.
Magic.
Alright, so for this, with the witchcraft part, I'll just move her eyes. A little more subtle. See what I have. I'll start a little earlier too, right? What she's saying, witchcraft. This would be super long because just the eyes, less effort than moving the whole head. You gotta think about how like the rate at which everything moves in real life, even with something as crazy as WarioWare. No, we want the rest of the UI.
Magic witchcraft. Magic witchcraft. Magic witchcrafters.
Make that quicker, give that a little ease like I did before.
Witchcraft or sorcery, whatever you. Witchcraft or sorcery. Witchcraft or sorcery.
Alright, so I'll move it over to this, and then when she starts the next sentence, she'll look more like down this way, so that, which will be indicating she's looking at Wario and Mona.
Sorcery.
Alright, move this a little more. This has kind of velocity with the other one.
Sorcery.
Oh. Oh, didn't mind it there. Let's move that over there. What happened there? Okay, let me see. Okay, there we go. Reset view. Adjust the ease again. Let's see how it looks.
Magic, witchcraft, or sorcery, whatever you'd like.
Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, so now I'll move her whole head back to where it started. So we're looking back at Wario to kind of answer his question.
Whatever. Whatever you. Whatever you'd like to call it.
Edward Cup, you play Batman Arkham. Okay, I'm not gonna be answering more Batman questions. That's I have played the Arkham games, so yeah.
Whatever you'd like to call it.
Edward Cup, I will say, if you want something related to Batman on the channel, we did a podcast episode on the schedule play where we talked all 3 of the Nolan movies. So if you go dig through those, we talk about those movies for like probably an hour and a half. Dark Knight's probably like my favorite live action movie. Okay, so when they zoom in, I'll also have her look down at Red while he starts talking. It's a pretty common thing.
I literally am.
Alright. I'll make that happen a little earlier, and then I'll do the ease for it. Actually, let me see, just see if the timing works for it.
And I literally.
Surprised I heard Ashley's theme. I'm curious what I have new. What? It's a Shakespeare reference. There are witches, I believe, in Macbeth, and you talk about the ingredients they're using, and it's been referenced and parodied a ton. I remember there's a Simpsons episode, one of the Halloween ones, where Marge and her sisters are witches, and Pezzle, Patty, and Selma are like tasting the cauldron, or somebody's like, it needs more eye of newt. You always say it needs more eye of newt. If it was up to you, it would be nothing but eye of newt.
And I literally.
But yeah, it's a classic witch idea, is that all the, if they make potions or stuff that isn't like just a full-on spell, then they do all sort of weird animal ingredients. I remember I was a big, when I was a kid growing up, I was a big fan of the Roald Dahl. Probably the most famous things he's done are Charlie and Chocolate Factory, Jamie Giant Peach, and more recent adaptations, PFG and Fantastic Mr. Fox. The Witches, it's a good book of his. It has a good adaptation from like, I think 1990. And yeah, their plan is, witches just really hate kids, so they come with a potion and turn them into mice that can, be just killed or ignored. And I don't remember that she talks in the movie, in the book, she goes through all these weird, like, you have to go down to the top of this mountain where there's the rarest bird in the world. At this time of year, it's like, oh, you have to say, they did the same thing in Jim Jam Peach, where he's like, yeah, these are crocodile tongues, you take them in this, you have to boil them, you have to put them underneath the full moon. Like, that was a thing Roald Dahl loves to do, was like, these, I remember as a kid, I read those recipes and I was like, I should try that. But then, I kind of realized that, the good thing was, I'm sure you thought kids would want to try it, but then you look at what you have to do and you're like, well, that's actually impossible. So I should probably do some animation for Red here as well, when he's, showing off the way he does. Last seen in WarioWare Toon 7, Mugger just like Red Mist from Kick-Ass 2, but can Anna do it? Okay. Dude, I don't know what to make of all these superhero things you're saying, but yeah, I mean, I guess there's some similarities to Batman there with the smoke bombs and going after muggers. I mean, I just kind of apply that to a lot of superheroes where the idea is they just try and go out and protect people. GameZ Jake has a good comment. Well, how do you recommend I start with Toon Boom? Well, the good thing is, if you've never used them before, they offer free trials on their site. I believe it's toonboom.com. And after that, you can buy like a permanent lifetime license, but it's even for like the lowest, like the most streamlined version of their software, it's really expensive. It's like I've been subscribing for like $100 a month for Harmony Premium, and yes, my wallet's been paying for it. But there are different versions of it that with less features that cost less. And I'd say you can probably try one of those first, because it will still definitely give you what you need to do outro animation. If you do Premium, it's more really, really fancy technical stuff that I'm still practicing, like automatic lighting and like bones and more deformer stuff for motion tweens. So yeah, go to their website, and also feel free to go on their forums or even email them. I've had the staff reach out to me when I send in questions or support. They are very, very supportive people, because I don't think they're a huge company, so their staff is very, very supportive, and they have a Discord too that I've been going to. I'm sure if you search Toon Boom Animation Discord, you'll find it, and they offer both news and tips and support. So I'm sorry, let me just get back to I seen your old WarioWare episode, and I laughed at episode 4. Can't answer your teacher. She's crazy. She was. I forgot about that teacher. That was. I just like to have fun with like little one-off characters. I should probably bring that character back somehow, but like I would probably want to redesign at least in this series ones that look more like they fit the art style. I know, but the big thing I want to do is, and I know it sounds crazy if I just say it on my own, is bring back Satoru Iwata. Crazy because in real life he sadly passed away a couple years ago, but also because I feel bad that his appearances I kind of just made fun of him because I felt I was in like the GameCube era, early Wii era, and I was just thought Nintendo was making some weird decisions. And honestly, you know, he seemed, and the more I heard about him, like, especially when he did the Direct, he seemed like such a nice guy. And background stories I've heard, like him taking a huge pay cut so they wouldn't have to lay people off during the Wii U flopping. Just, he seems genuine, so it was a real shame when they died. And I would like to have him appear as kind of like a ghost or angel, kind of just poking fun at what we did with him. But also, I have the idea of like doing some parodies in the last episode of certain things. Can you reanimated episode for year 8? Well, I do not know what that means, Edward Cup. You need to. I think he misspells something there. Like, reanimate an old tune. I'm not going to redo any of the old episodes. I'm not very happy with them writing-wise. If you're talking about Wario, the Gold reanimated, that's still in the works. That's still happening. And we are going to do a... If you haven't been following the Twitter, I have decided, yeah, once we start wrapping up that part, we're going to do a second collab to... Because we didn't cover every cutscene, and there were a lot of good ones that were missing, like Mona's and not 18... Yeah, 18 Vault. I almost thought 5 Vault. We didn't do 18 Vault's Rap. We didn't do Crygor Penny. Several, like... And that'll happen at some point. But yeah, Edward Cup, I can't follow you with your last comment.
I literally
Let me get back to this. So I'm going to do some head turns.
am literally am the
It's kind of to accentuate. He's like, I am the occult, so I'll have him do this, and I'll have his eyebrows go up a little bit. I am the occult. And also for it, I like to use his ears as little additional ways of emoting.
am the
Actually, they should probably be both up here. Oh no, those should both be down because he said check the horns, so I'll have him look up and point the ears up.
the occult.
Alright, so I need to figure out... Can I have him point this... Yeah, I can just have him point the pitchfork up towards his ears. Or his horns, both, you know what I mean.
Check the horn.
Let me find where his...
Literally am the occult. The horn.
Okay, I don't have to have the eyebrows exactly where they were before, just close. And one thing I like to do with the limit here is have like one kind of the DreamWorks eyebrow. You know, if you know what that is, look it up. People point out it's a very common thing to do with the posters for their movies. Edward Cup, the Crash Bandicoot. I'm sorry, I'm probably not going to be looking at that. I'll point the ears up a little bit just to indicate, hey, you should be looking at these. And finally, I'll have his arm point up a little here too. Look at that. Alright, so let me just make sure the arc of it looks good.
Check the horns, baby.
You know, it'd probably help add a little more percent if I tilt the head a little bit too. That's one thing I remember. For anybody who wants to study character design animation, two of like my go-tos, it's by a guy called Tom Bancroft. He worked at Disney during like the Renaissance of the 90s, the last 2D stuff. He did a book called Creating Characters with Personality, and then another one, Character Mentor, which goes both into characters, his basics of character design and posing and emoting. And one thing he points out that makes a huge difference is, like, let me just go back here. To have Red in like this perfectly symmetrical position outside of his arm, compare that to if I tilt his head a little bit there, you get a bit more sense of expression. And I believe he calls it, when you're doing symmetrical, he calls it twinning. It's like try to avoid twinning when you have opportunities. MA says this guy's probably a better Crash game fan. I meant you Edward Cup. Hey, oh, I'm a Crash game fan too, mainly the originals. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be subbing to channels that are just about Crash. I mean, I don't even really sub to channels that are just about one game series. I like to follow mainly reviewers who do talk all sorts of stuff. Like Some Call Me Johnny is a good one.
Check the horn. Check the horns.
All right, do it regular playback speed.
Check the horns, baby.
Okay, that's pretty good. I'm gonna make it a little longer and add. Let's do a bigger ease. Let's try and make the motion of it and the ease a little more extravagant because he's bragging.
Check the horns, baby.
All right, it's pretty good. All right, so I should probably have it cut back to Wario. I think he can probably be off camera for the first line. Let me see how that vibes.
Now that's interesting. Tell me your name.
Okay, so we'll cut to Wario before he says
Interesting.
halfway between those lines. GameZ Jake says, "Hey, are you in the Toon he said Toon Room. I meant to move the Toon Boom Discord server. Yes, I am. Under either, but it's under my same username or Bahonkas, which I used to use. Same avatar as this one too. Yeah. Let me set up the camera. I need to reposition the. Actually, let me see if. Did I reposition Wario in that? Yes, I did. Okay, so I'll get him back to where he was before. Copy that. Let's copy Mona in that background too. Oh, no, not Mona. No, oh my god! She has Wario's smell. That was a mistake. Nope. That's a mistake for the ages. That was funny. Did he move? Yeah, I mean, yes, that was terrifying, but it was funny. I'll need to go back and screen cap it later. Okay, I probably specifically do a keyframe of him. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now it's getting Mona. Oh, but you don't want him to be tweening there. Oh, look, he's creeping up on her. Don't do that, Wario. Man, all sorts of weird animation things going on today. Perhaps says what up? Not too much. Doing alright, perhaps. How about you?
Magic.
Let me find a Mona keyframe. That's pretty good. Oh, she's probably going to be moving too. It's going to be... Because see, when you do it there, unless you specifically set the previous keyframe to be a stop motion keyframe, they're going to be gradually. You always have to go back and fix that, or they're just slowly sliding across like a horror movie. Let me find the background there. That's the tree. Okay, we do want that. So let's fix that ahead of time. Set stop motion there. Fine. Okay, this is the one we want. Okay, so last thing to do is change the background.
We can save this.
And again, set stop motion so you're not moving all over the place. Okay, and then move the camera back to where it was before. Make sure that's not sliding all over the place. Okay, yep, we're good. So let's find the camera. Copy. And is the camera moving again? Oh, okay, so we'll stop. Make it stop moving. Here. Oh, and we move Ashley out of the way. Hey, Ashley, your hair's in the way of Mona. Can you not do that? I'll move Red with her so they can stay in the same position, I guess. But I can change that later. Set stop motion. Let me see if I move Ashley, will she have a tween there? Oh, good. No, that you want. Alright, let's get her and Red, you guys. Just over here a little bit, please. Edward Cup says, do you watch SMG4 Super Mario Logan? I don't, but I know of them. I know Mario Logan does, he does like stories with like Nintendo dolls and figures and stuff. And I know SMG4 does a lot of, he does what, like Gary's Mod Source Filmmaker type stuff? I've seen bits of some of them, so yeah. Clone Plushie Studios, hey, welcome to the video and chat. How are you doing? Alright, so for everybody's sake, let's just go back a little bit and see what we finished. Alright, so let's talk to... Oh, I need to get rid of that 1-up mushroom. That was not supposed to be there before. Alright, let me see. It's supposed to go away when he... let's go to the layer for it. Gamesy Jake, have you seen Kirby Right Back At? Yes, I have. I watched some of it back when it first aired. I like that. That's one of the... I rewatched it recently when the Reanimate collab happened, which I recommend. The 1-up mushroom is a good deodorant, I'll bet, yeah. Gives your BO... No, it gives your good odor. 1-up. I don't know. That joke died. Yeah, I have watched Kirby Right Back At You back in the day. I did watch it again recently when the collab happened. And I'm like, I still think it's pretty good, but it's mainly, I feel like it's mainly written for kids, so I can't quite get as much behind it, other than DD and Escargoon are always funny whenever they're bickering with each other. MA says, you have a Nintendo Switch? Oh yeah, I have, I've had every Nintendo console from, except if we're talking the home console, the only one I've never owned is the NES. Because my brother and I had a Virtual Boy briefly. We got it off eBay in like the GameCube days, and they were like, yeah, that kind of sucks. So, but yeah, I do have a Switch. I've been getting back into Xenoblade 2, and Gamesy Jake. I'm planning on making a sequel to Right Back At You. That'd be neat. And Kirby would be a good character to learn and practice animation and stuff with, because he's so streamlined and simple. It'd be easy to get a hang of how to move him around, probably. Sorry, let me just focus on this 1-up and see what changed with it. Oh, I think it's supposed to vanish after that because he's mimicking, he's motioning, putting it behind. Okay, let me just try getting rid of all the frames for it. I think I accidentally extended the frames to be still there, but let's see how it looks now.
See?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he does it fast enough that if you do it frame by frame, it vanishes at 1 frame before he puts it there, but at normal speed.
See?
Yeah, it's fine. Clone Plushie says, just came here to chill. Thanks. We're chilling. We're talking about Toon Boom. We're talking about WarioWare and Ashley. One guy has been bringing up Batman a lot, which I like Batman. I'm just not sure how to fit him into this. Oh, you know what? Let me ask you guys in the chat, because I got asked this earlier. If you have any favorite WarioWare characters. I already said mine are Orbilan, Cat Nana, Crygor, and now Frank, because I just loved him in gold. And I'm going to replay what we have so far.
Wow, Ashley. It's not like you to save total strangers like that.
I agree, but there's something different about these two.
Is it my wonderful bodily funk?
I really doubt it.
No, you just seem unique. Not as dull as the numerous worthless pawns in this crooked city.
Is that really it?
That, and more interesting people can provide better ingredients for a brew or potion. But we can save that for another day. Come on.
Wait! What did you just do there? Was it magic?
Magic, witchcraft, or sorcery. Whatever you'd like to call it. I specialize in the occult.
And I literally am the occult. Check the horns, baby.
Now that's interesting. Tell me your name, kid. I could do...
Oh, you can see her flash there really, like 1 frame. I got to move that to happen earlier. Hang on, actually, there we go. That'll fix it. I should also have them look back up towards them when Wario starts talking again. Edward Cup says you got 3DS. Yes, I do. And you got, I mentioned Batman. You got Lego Batman 2, Arkham Orchard Blackgate, WarioWare Gold, and Mario Kart 7. Yeah, I have a Gold and Mario Kart. a lot of the first party stuff. And yeah, 3DS is a really good system. It's basically done now, and I kind of miss it though. For a fan like me, WarioWare Gold was kind of a great, last thing to go out on. I don't think it was. I don't think it sold very well or anything because it's always been a more niche series and it took such a long break. But I was really happy to have a reason to really use my 3DS for a while again and just new regular WarioWare. Alright, so let's have Red move back to this position. Whoa! Oh, it's because he's sliding to that. Yeah, let's make that a, Oh, no, it's just for his mouth. Okay, let me see. Does he have a keyframe anywhere? There we go. First, this is where he started. There we go. Oh, it didn't. I'll just fix it manually. Okay, get a stop motion here first, so he's not sliding. Let me turn some music back on since I'm not saying as much. Alright, we already listened to Rainbow Ride. Alright, Mario 3 medley. That'll work. Kind of find a nice in-between for these eyebrows. We'll have them both look back in Wario Mona's direction. Oh, MA says Red is actually 8 years old. Does it say that in one of the manuals or something? I never knew how old he was supposed to be. I just knew he was small. Because, with Devils and Demons, you can kind of make up whatever rules you want, because they aren't, a thing in reality, at least. On a wiki, cool. Yeah, I've seen people trying to figure out how old Ashley is. Cause I guess some people say she's 9, and some say she's a teen. I'm like, she's always come off more as like an angsty teen. And in case a little too young to be doing weird fan art of, but you can't stop the internet. I will say the one thing I like is that people compare her to, I guess her design to Lydia from Beetlejuice, especially the cartoon. And I grew up liking the cartoon, then I finally saw the movie as a teen. So yeah, nostalgia for that property in general. I still don't want them to make that sequel though, especially at this point. I have thought about doing an episode where, like, for one scene they have a joke where everybody's like at a costume party, and I guess it feels like the most obvious thing to have Ashley dressed as Lydia and Red would be Beetlejuice. Mona's a high schooler apparently, which is both. She's got an accomplished resume and makes her crush on Wario weird, but yeah, she's not that old. I was confused about Penny too, because like, it was like Diamond University. I'm like, she doesn't look like college. She's like, no, she's high school. Okay, yeah, of course, anime high school. I'm sorry. Let me just let me get Ashley to look back as well. All right. Let's see how their turns look at first. No, make that a stop motion. Wait, did she slide again? Dang it. No, you don't want that. Is it stop motion? Set motion. Will that work? Weird. Okay, hang on. Can I make that a regular keyframe? Wait, I think that did it. Okay, good. Let's give them both an ease again. Oh, Crygor. Yes, no, they've said Crygor is in his hundreds, and I'm sure being a cyborg or whatever has helped him out. And Orbulon is, I think they said when the video was out in 2003, Orbulon is 2,003 years old. I'm like, he was born when Jesus died? Like, what's the... I'm sure there's no meaning there. I just think like that's just the series being crazy. Kind of like how Yoda lived to be like what 900? He was like 900 or something. With aliens, it can be as long or as short as you want. Because we don't have much to go off of currently.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, that's a good ease, but let's make them turn a little slower.
That's interesting. Tell me.
Alright, first thing to do here is Wario's lip sync. I'm gonna listen to the line first.
Tell me your name, kid. I could use powers like that for my future endeavors.
Alright, so let's focus on lip sync for Wario. I'm gonna pause the music here for a second. It makes it easier for me to hear the voice clips when I'm scrubbing here. I bet Ashley falls in love with young. I've seen there is fan art of them there. There's like a Twitter Japanese artist who draws them doing some stuff. Thankfully, it's nothing like racy or anything, but yeah, I guess that's one that would kind of, if she's like the supposed to be a teen, then yeah, that's pairing that kind of works for me. I saw one girl who's obsessed with pairing up Cat and 9-Volt, and I'm like, that's just they're young to just leave that alone. Oh, I did. There was one 9-Volt. It was actually, and I think it was Anna. I saw it on DVR back in the day. I don't remember who made it. He's like 9-Volt's crouched down playing a PSP because this was when it was the PSP and DS, and Anna walks up and sees it and calls him out. She like points and goes aha, or and stuff like that. And I just love that. She's like, you are not a Nintendo purist, and that's a funny idea. People in DVR put Penny falling in love with me. Oh, well, because he's an amazing machine. For anybody who's Danganronpa, in the third game, there's one girl who's like a technological wizard and one guy who is literally like the most advanced robot in the world, and she's head over heels for him because holy crap, cute boy and technology. I am trying to figure out how this stream turned into talking about shipping. I'm like, I can buy another franchises. I feel like just WarioWare. I'm like, it doesn't really need that. All right, so Wario, you'll see here, he actually has, I gave him a little more mouth. I didn't give him a frown and smile shape because he's kind of always, I think I might draw some unique ones for specific situations, but he's kind of always got this kind of look. So he has two, one kind of open and one more open, and then an O. And because a friend pointed out to me back when I was doing the old episodes, no, he never closes his lips. He's always open mouth, grit teeth. So that's like both his default and for like FST kind of sound. So he's a little more both simplified and unique compared to a lot of the other mouths. So hey, let me just see what I need to start him with. All right, so do the big open mouth. Tell. Close it a little bit. Regular. Normal open. And for an O, he's going to tell me your. I think it says kid. There's another old fan out there I really love because I think it's just a funny. It's Wario like in the back looming, looking like a maniac over. I think it's Cat, Anna, 9-Volt, Ashley, and Penny, and he's going, "I love children." I mean, I don't do it that way, but he is like, yeah, he's doing child labor for his software. I'm sure he's breaking union laws, but he's Wario. He's a dumbass and he's greedy. So what you gonna do?
Tell me your name.
Let's see how that lip sync works.
Tell me your name, kid. I could use. Tell me your name.
That's pretty good. It's moved a little fast, but if I tried to perfect every single mouth thing, then this thing would take even longer to make. After I finish this sentence, I'll try switching to another scene as well, because there's a couple other scenes to finish in the last part. One thing I do is if there are two like O sounds in a row, then I try and do a different mouth so it's not just like O closed. Oh, it looks a little weird if you like make it repetitive like that. So I could use So I'll do a regular mouth open for the could, and then for the beginning of the U's, I'll do a natural O, because it's kind of hard to not make a note in real life. Alright, Simon, that might be a little off, but let's see.
Kid, I could use powers like.
Okay, yeah. Moves fast enough, that works. You accidentally put Mona's mouth big, she looked like Teeth Girl. Who's Teeth Girl? That is a character I have not heard of.
Your name, kid. I could use powers.
Some Go animated video. Oh, okay. The music back on, make it a little quieter though. Alright, so we're doing the Mario 3 medley, that's almost over. Let's see what's next. Oh, this is from Mario and Luigi. Fun fact, the composer behind Mario Luigi, who does the music for it, she did Mario RPG, and she's the main composer for Kingdom Hearts. She used to work at Squaresoft, Square Enix, now she's freelance. Juan Knight says, I've seen every episode of the show so far. Are you talking about Toons? Yes. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Juan Knight. I'm glad you enjoyed them enough to watch the whole thing. I'm sorry this new one's been taking like 6 and 7 to be long, and 6 wasn't even finished. That was a time where I was just trying a bunch of different things, both in terms of animation and day work in general. And then I reached a point where it was like kind of halfway done. I was just like, I'm just not really happy with how this is going. So I was like, let's take it back to the drawing board for a bit and continue like practicing writing and thinking about where to take these characters. And so I thought it was just kind of funny to like, go back to basics if you're gonna bring it back, like do more redesigns and just make up like in your head, like how does he know all these guys? MA says I'm waiting for a new game coming out the Switch this October. Which one? Because I'm really interested in I think it's called Ring Fit Adventure. That actually looks fun, and any game that can give you a workout but keep it fun, I appreciate. Wii Fit was one. Dance Central was a big one too, and now Beat Saber on the Oculus I've done a lot of time with. Cookie Mama, Cookstar. Oh yeah, they're bringing back Cookie Mama, I believe. She was big in the Wii and DS games. Did I say DS games? Cookie Mama could be gay, you never know. Yeah, those were really popular, and they did spin-offs and such. I remember there was even like a baby singing Mama. If anybody here is familiar with Giant Bomb, they did a really funny video where they played it, because the idea was it was a Wii game that came with a plush baby. It would put your Wii remote into a slot in the back of the baby and pretend to like rock it. And if you just shook it around, the game would pause, and Mama would say, it's like they got a Japanese woman, and so she would go, no, please don't shake the baby. And they just say the whole time, like, please don't shake the baby. Wad Knight says, would you like better Wario Land or WarioWare? WarioWare without a doubt, and nothing against Wario Land. I think those are really fun games too, and I would like a new one. But I think WarioWare kind of helped give him even more of his own, more different. I think it helped set like the identity of like a Wario game even more apart from where Wario Land had gone. And I just appreciate like all the crazy ideas it brought with both its micro games and the characters they made up for it. But I would definitely, I would be very. I've seen a lot of people saying like, can you make a new Wario Land? And I'm with them. I would love to see that like on the Switch, or even a remaster of Shake It, because that's like one of the only games I know of that did fully hand drawn stuff. And I would love if they like remastered it in like 1080p or whatever, where the Switch is good about. Yeah, I know I haven't played any of the Mama games. I just remember the Baby Singing Mama Giant Bomb video being really funny. Actually, let me see what the rest of this sounds like.
For my future endeavor.
Alright, it's future. It's the way it sounds. It's like he's daddy off financially. Oh, it's like that's like the future. I can't wait for the future. Future's taking too long. this a Mario sound? Oh, this is from, I was looking at the song. This is from World of Light in Ultimate. Well, let me do the Dark Realm song. That's one of my favorite tracks in that. For those who played Ultimate, this is when you think it's over, but it's not, and a new part opens up. Okay, let me see where this starts. When it's going really fast, I kind of just average out each mouse shape change to 2 frames, and it works well enough. Gamesy Jake says, how do you make a background? I'm guessing you mean in Toon Boom? In Toon Boom, it's pretty similar to making a character, just simplified in some ways. So, like, in this case, I have different layers for... I usually make one layer for the base background, like just the stuff that isn't like a solid object and won't be interacted with. In this case, the grass and the sky. And then I gave a separate layer to more maybe more defined objects. In this case, it's one tree. But in the future, it might be like a whole forest of them, or you can copy paste it and make a bunch of a forest that way. You can also, for more elaborate stuff, if you have a drawing program like Photoshop or any free one, even like Paint, where you can export something as like an image file, you can do that. I've actually, in the past, often what I like to do, I didn't do it here, is sketch the basic layout of an environment or a background on my sketchbook, scan it, and then kind of trace over and refine the lines in either Photoshop or Toon Boom. Sorry, let me just see where we are with Wario's line.
Interesting. Tell me your name, kid. I could use powers like that for my future endeavors.
Feels a little out of sync. Let me hear that. This is the second part again.
I could use powers.
Okay, his mouth opens too late. I think that's what it is. Let me just bump it up a frame.
I could use powers like that for my future endeavors.
All right, I need to finish up endeavors, and then that line should be good. I rewatched Incredibles 2 the other night because my family hadn't seen it. I do love the puns with the Dever family when you stop and think about it. Because you get Evil Endeavor, Evil Endeavor. And One Night says Nintendo should make a series called Fan Mail with Wario. Oh, like I did to the opening. I want them to do anything that gives the actors more fun to play around with. Because if you've ever looked up either behind the scenes or interviews with Charles Martinet, Wario, Waluigi, Mario and Luigi, he had so much fun just messing around, like all sorts of sounds and utterances. But they generally don't give him a chance to really have full conversations. That's why I'm listening to Gold, and I'm like, I bet he must have. I'll bet some of that is just improv. They're just like, make some funny exclamations for Wario, and he did it. So I'm sure he would have a ball doing that. And I will say, if you look up, I think one thing they still do with him is at events like E3 or like launches of games, they have him. I think this is actually what he started doing Mario and Wario as before he was in the games. They have him either hidden or like at a different location with his face being mocapped to a CG Mario or Wario, and a camera to the audience, and he'll improv and like take audience questions and stuff, and there's gonna be pretty cute. I know sometimes he, like, if a kid asks where's Luigi, he says something like, oh, he's over in the kitchen making dinner, and he like covers the mocap mask with his face so the mouth doesn't move, and then does Luigi's voice like, yeah, I'm over here. I remember one, there's not a video of it, but he said one of the craziest questions he got asked was, a kid went, Mario, when you die, do you see God? He thought for a second and went, no, I wait for the player to press start and then try again. So he rolls with the bunches. Let's see. I liked the first episode of WarioWare Tooned. I like that Wario only wanted mail about him, only not Ashley. Of like poor Ashley. Oh, Ashley didn't care. I remember Wario gets upset. He pulls over and just says, "Okay, just say something to your fans." She just kind of goes, obsessing over an individual. It's the most pathetic thing I can imagine, because Ashley doesn't give a shit if she thinks you're the coolest character or your waifu or anything. She's just like, whatever, you're all it is. So it's no, I wouldn't say poor Ashley about much, because she doesn't. I don't think she takes much personally, or has like much investment in anything, which I think is one of the funny things about it. I kind of find characters like that funny. Sorry, let me just finish up this Wario line here. Okay, if this line is done, then I'm going to try and load up another scene. Let's see how it goes.
Tell me your name, kid. I could use powers like that for my future endeavors.
It's
Look at the last part again.
Powers like that for my future endeavors.
it's
That's pretty good. Okay, let's load up. So that's gonna. I'll probably do things for like another 40 minutes or so. So let me load up Crygor's meeting scene. So in between the Ashley scene and this, Wario's like, all right, I'm gonna actually go to the place where I'm moving in, and he just bails on Moda, and she's like, I did all this, and you're just gonna like abandon me like that? And he's like, well, we say it that way. Yeah, I am. See ya. And you can probably guess it's due to the cap driven by. It's dribble and spits, and he freaks out. That's one I haven't animated much of, and he freaks out. He's like, no, dogs shouldn't be talking or driving, and he's like, no, it's fine. He's like, prove it, and they do like the rockets, like they kind of do, just zoom across, like just get him there instantly. And his response is like, that was amazing. How come I never see you in any of those go-kart tournaments I go to? And Dribble's like, not my style. And so he gets out here. And let me just pause and see what we got here so far, because it's another just observation. Like, man, there's some weird people here.
Definitely.
Oh, and on. Oh, dang. Toon Boom just crashed on me. That's why black screen happened. I doubt it corrupted anything. Sometimes that just happens. Hang on, let me open it back up. I don't know if it's going to show up as yeah, it's showing up as a black screen for you guys. Let me, 1 second. Okay, is it showing up? Is it back? Okay, open it back up. Let's see if it, how it looks in the window. I'm just waiting. I'm watching the preview on my end because there's like a 5 or so second delay. There we are. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh no, I didn't want the taxi scene. I want the Crygor scene. MA says, I showed my friend and she was like, LMAO. Oh, you mean the mailbag stuff? If so, thanks for sharing. And he also says, actually, I mean, I don't know if you're a boy or girl, sorry. But he says, I thought Penny had a mom or dad. I'm like, what the heck? And she might. They've just never been mentioned. Like, that's something they like to do with new characters. Like, we didn't know Jimmy had parents and siblings, but they popped up. We didn't know. I think you could see Fivefold Shadow in one of his like cutscenes in the early games, but she didn't become like a proper character until Game & Wario. So one of the things I'm probably forgetting at least one other, but it was like they like to add like, well, there's this character, but you know they have a family, and it's just fun to see where that goes. Okay, hang on, let me just start to play and see if this works this time.
Definitely not the kind of stuff I
good.
usually see in the Mushroom Kingdom. Come to think of it, there are a lot more humans here for some reason too. Maybe I've been in the wrong place all of this time.
Oh my, dreadfully sorry.
Apology accepted, I guess. What's with your getup?
The makings of a scientist, good sir. A standard-issue jumpsuit and vision-enhancing visor are necessary for the creations I hope to achieve.
All right, so that part's done in terms of lip sync and most of the animation. And if I know you've probably noticed like what is going on with his arm and hand here. It's all jittery. When you import old Flash rigs to Toon Boom, there can be stuff about them that's really hard to easily rework. And Crygor's arm and hand were one of them. He's been. I've started just a separate layer to like hand draw frame by frame some gaps to fill in. I still need to refine a lot of that. So sorry about that. But Wild Knight says, what was Wario's reaction to seeing Waluigi not being in Smash? To be honest, I'm betting he was glad nobody was going. That there were like, it's like, well, that means one less Mario character to steal the spotlight from me. I'm sure when he saw Rosalina or Bowser Jr., he was unhappy, and Daisy and Piranha Plant, he was also like, ah. Because don't forget, Wario thinks it's all about him. All right, let me. All right, let me look through here and see how when his arm starts to do the most. Okay, there's an example. So let me find the layer for that. It probably is going to be as fun as watching lip sync, believe it or not. That's the thing it does. It's set for normal motion stream, but it jitters kind of. It's weird like that. Let me see if I can get it to. Okay, yeah, that's noticeable.
My dread.
Oh wait, what? Oh, let me turn off the camera. There we go.
Oh,
Oh, I need to move his hand up. Let me see if I put an ease on the arm. I need to try and match it up with the hand. I should probably got it in the and caused the problem in the first place. So let's just do independent eases.
oh,
Let's do some manual adjustment there and see if it looks really Okay, I don't know why. Yeah, it's being jittery weird like that. So just cause these to be stop motion frames. There's no motion until the next frame. That's how weird this is. Oh, it's probably also their peg needs to be. Is how I group them under. So if it has something like that, it can affect all of them. Let's hope that. No, that is weird. Let me see what happens if I start another key from here and move it up just a little bit. That might just be unavoidable. But let's see what the next motion is like. Alright. Okay, this is where you need to start messing with the gaps of it. Speaking of Waluigi, why did Wario leave him in the Mushroom Kingdom? Probably because, as far as I can tell, Waluigi is only interested in sports and parties. Granted, I'm sure they do both of those in Diamond City, but, you know, it's never been clear, like, is he related to Wario? Is he a friend? And I'm sure part of that is that if you look up a lot of, I remember one of my favorite things I read, especially because, you know, how some of, like, the newer Mario RPGs do their simplified stuff, or sometimes they write kind of stuff like, saying, like, oh, the Koopalings aren't Bowser's kids, they're just his top lieutenants. And that was Shigeru Miyamoto. I think maybe he wanted to streamline things a bit, or he was just afraid to change some stuff up. And I guess I read there was an interview somewhere where people have asked him something about Mario backstory, like age, like location or something. And he got a surprised look. Was like, people really care about that? Like, I think from his point of view, people are like, I thought people just like to play Mario, and that's why you don't know much about him. And I feel like something like, man, they probably make exceptions for like newer characters. That's why you got that whole Rosalina backstory in Galaxy, and a little more backstory for some, you know, newer characters like Cappy and such. I think it's probably like, I was guessing, you know, if that new movie they do with Illumination, if that does happen, they're gonna have to come up with something, either talking about like them being. Oh yeah, I think because they said Mario doesn't do plumbing anymore. I'm like, yeah, he's a full-time hero. So I'm wondering if that's like, if they do another movie, are they gonna do? Because I grew up on the old cartoons and the original movie, which is infamously bad, but kind of my guilty pleasure, and that always went with, you know, Brooklyn interdimensional stuff. And to be honest, if they do make if the new movie happens, my main thing I want is just a, you know, good movie, and I like for Despicable Me, so if something like that I'd settle, or something like that, like level of quality, I'd settle for that. Or Detective Pikachu was pretty good too. So we'll see what happens. All right, let me just see how that looks from the camera view, because it's easier to forgive smaller errors when you're zoomed out. Like, oh, that's right, the camera's here. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I do need to touch it up frame by frame here. Moving my mic a little away out of my vision, so you might hear a little jarring equipment bumping around kind of sound. Let's make that a little smaller, then we can make a better line. No, not the X sheet. Tool properties. If they do make a new Mario movie, I hope just if Wario is in it. I hope so too. I'm betting that, you know, as is the Hollywood thing, they'll probably hope for a sequel and be like, well, let's save some characters or just tease them in case we make another. But I'm always like, you never know that you'll actually get the chance to make another. And I've had trouble figuring out who I want to get to voice them, because if the Sonic movie's any indication, they're not going to get like the game or cartoon voices. I would love for Charles Martinet to cameo as anyone in it, really. Just a little nod to that would be nice. Because I always like telling people it's easy to forget. Like, look up his demo reel. He's been acting for decades, but it has so happened like the most famous character he's ever going to be known for. Don't only say that much. I just find that kind of funny. He's one of the dragons in Skyrim. He's got like this. Oh, and he's in Ratchet & Clank on one of the PS3 games, and you can actually kind of hear Mario in it. He's the alien who invented Clank. That's a really charming little guy. If any ever played Crack in Time on PS3, he's Orvis. And he says, I watched episode 1 of Tooned in school when I was helping on The Office many times. Okay, yeah. So you would replay it to help pass the time and such? I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad I think it's neat that other people are still some people are still discovering it, and it's just it's so long ago in my head. It always surprises me when I hear like, yeah, it's just. I guess I go through a lot of people's heads when like people are like, they make stuff, and other people are like, I saw something from like a decade ago and it was so good. I was like, oh wow, thanks. Because I think most artists would say too they can also be very hard on themselves when looking back on past work. Because there are so many things, especially I think the first 2 episodes that I would want to change. One of them I did change where I just found a random girl online do the voices and I wasn't really happy with how she was going to do. Actually, like she was like mentally unstable in real life too. So, so for 3 I redesigned the characters because my drawing got a little better, and that's when did I get it for all? Oh, I got 2 different people, one for Mona and one for Ket and Ashley, and I was much more happy with that. Let me see, do I have it on? Somebody talking. Do I still have it on? No, I want it on black. I am gonna be happy whenever I like make the next episode and revamp these, like kind of remake these rigs in Two Boom Harmony, because there'll be way less of this. These old. Yeah, like, look at that. There's gonna be a lot less of that in the future. So I know we had people asking about like Batman and stuff. Has anybody seen any good movies or TV shows lately? Because I mostly watch streaming nowadays, but I did see. I tried watching TV lately, and I saw an episode of Gumball, and I'm like, that show. I wasn't big on it early on, but it's gotten really funny, so I want to catch up on that. And I've watched a little more Steven Universe too. That's my if anybody listens to the podcast, that's Chris's favorite show on TV, and I think is there another season coming after? I know the movie happens. Are they doing another season after that, or is it done? But anyways, in either case, I'm getting like, I think I'm like a season or so in, and it's just, it already started out good, and now it's getting better. Like I feel like Steven as a character is growing more, and so that's just a really quality show. All right, that's as good as that's gonna get. Let's see, next frame. I'm gonna turn the music back on. I'm not doing lip sync or anything. All right, got menu music. All right, Great Tower Showdown. This one's called. Let me see. I don't know which one this is yet. I don't know if it's one of the RPGs or one of the main Mario platformers. Give it a minute. Or is this the last boss from 3D World? Because that's a really neat one because you're not really fighting Bowser. You climb up a tower with a cat suit, and he's become, I think they call it Meowser, and he's just doing all sorts of stuff to disrupt you. That's a really unique boss fight. I like it. I still can't believe they haven't ported 3D World to the Switch. Like, for a while I was like, they need to do that and Mario Maker. It would still be nice if they did, if not Mario Maker, then make its levels compatible with the sequel, but that's just, I think they're like, that's just, we can't justify that at this point. But 3D World is like, it's a local co-op game too, and they love to promote that on the Switch, and it's a good game, so I'm like, yeah, hurry up and give us a Switch version of that. Oh geez, you can see the gap there moving around a bit. Let's fix that. Stop motion. Trying their song. Alright, the grand finale from Bowser's Inside Story. I never actually beat Bowser's Inside Story, but I'm guessing this is the last boss.
Get out.
The makings of a
There's that arm jitter again. Let me see if I can fix that. Looks like not, but we'll just have to do.
makings of a scientist, good sir. A standard issue jumpsuit and vision enhanced
Okay, definitely need to fix that.
jumpsuit.
Especially I need to draw him another hand, so it looks like he's not doing a high five or a Heil salute or something. Let's pick the hand and redraw it. Does he have any other substitutions for that? No, he does not. Alright. Empty drawing. I'm trying to think on onion frames so we can see it from the previous frames. Let me grab my tablet pen. It's still in this little case over here. Because up to now I've just been moving stuff around and drawing substitutions. Go with default black. Let's see if the line width is... Now it needs to be bigger. Okay, that seems about right. Let's try and clean this one up a little bit. Here's one of my favorite features called the cutter, where it kind of knows where to cut out lines so you don't get that overlap. It's supposed to be the thumb in front of the pointing finger. It's funny, I know I mentioned the composer for Mario & Luigi also does the Kingdom Hearts music. This very much sounds like a Wario theme. Deadpool, oh, Edward Cup says, okay, you know what, Edward, I can actually respond to, you said Deadpool, WarioWare 2 and 7. Did you catch, I snuck in a Deadpool clip in part 2 of 7 when, because originally I just drew how Kat jumps off a roof and lands, and she does the superhero landing, and so you can hear her real quietly when she lands, you hear it off the movie clip, superhero landing. But that's probably as far as I'm gonna go. Like, I feel like if I'm gonna have other characters appear, like cameo in this series, it's gonna be from other Mario or Nintendo games. This level 1 music from Mario World is really nostalgic to me because I'm old enough to where I got a Super NES and Mario World the year it came out for Christmas. I was 4. It was the first like console and game I ever owned. So this music actually has more nostalgia for me than like the classic Mario 1 level 1 music. I'm sure my parents got sick of it. Did they actually? I remember I've barely gotten to try any video games. I did get them to play a little bit of Mario World and the original Mario Kart. I thought it was neat. And then years later, I got them to do regular Rock Band, Beatles Rock Band. My favorite one was when they tried Wii. Oh, I got a bunch of family to try Wii Sports. When my parents did Wii Sports Resort, they did the fencing game. And I remember my mom just like flailing the Wii remote over the place and just wailing on my dad's meat, and she was laughing like a maniac. It was so silly. MA says, you know the anime Squid Girl? I know of it. I haven't watched it. There's a lot of, I feel like posts like from like the mid-2000s onward, they're most big anime I haven't seen, other than I've seen all the first season of One Punch Man. I've seen half the first season of Attack on Titan. So all of Devilman Crybaby. Really love that. One that I really loved that fell on the radar was Death Parade. And I like that studio who does it, Madhouse, because they do one of my favorite directors was Toshi Kon, who sadly died a while back. They did all of his movies, and I discovered him when they ran his show Paranoid Age on Adult Swim, which is amazing. Recommend checking it out. It's dark, it's very brutal, but his stuff was just there's never gonna be anything else like it. But yeah, again, to answer your question, I know of Squid Girl. I have not seen it, or I think it was in manga first, so I haven't read that either. Sorry. Alright, so let's get to coloring in this hand. What song is this? Oh, it's Rainbow Road. It's a medley. Okay. So there's, yeah, they've had a lot of different Rainbow Road themes. Has anybody ever seen that video of it's on YouTube. I don't know what it's called. There's this live action guy green screening himself in front of gameplay of Rainbow Road, and he's singing a song. He made up lyrics to the tune, and one of them is it's like where you go when you die. So that's what happens in Mario Day. He doesn't see God. He sees this Rainbow Road. Let's clean some of this up. Ooh, now it gets all disco-like. Alright, let's see how the motion looks on it right now.
Suit and vision enhancing.
Alright, I should probably have that hand rotate a little bit more before it turns into that. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I messed up. It's that he doesn't have the glove on both hands. So let me get rid of the lines and recolor that to the yellow. Clone Plushie Studios says, I wish I can animate good. Dude, if you stick with it, you'll be able to. I still don't think I animate very well. But I do see improvements over, because I've been at it for several years, and I do see improvements over it. Just keep practicing. Even the greatest artists, they don't just automatically start out good. They gotta learn, they gotta practice. So, that's my advice. MA says I'm gonna see if I can stream Ashley's theme song. I hope I will see like a psychopath. If you get in trouble with anybody for doing that, don't blame it on me. Looks pretty good, so I'm going to add some lines to the hands to make sure it doesn't. Do we have a black line? Nope, we have yellow. So fill in this gap here. Clone Plushie says, someday I might animate a running animation. I did one on myself, but it doesn't look too good. Well, I've barely tried to run cycles, but yeah, run walk cycles, that's a fundamental. I've been so reliant on tweens that but I know that for Spacious, I'm going to be doing ones for characters that I can reuse over time. And a fun fact, that's something that's always been like a time-consuming thing. So if you go back and watch like old TV cartoons like Scooby-Doo or Flintstones when they didn't have as much money or technology to work on it now, they would often just have one run or walk cycle for a character, and whenever the character needed to walk or run, they wouldn't do a different one. So it's like, Shaggy and Scooby would run the same way they were if they're excited, the same way they were if they're scared, because it's easier to sync time to one of those and reuse it. Oh, wait, no, did I duplicate it? I didn't hit run. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that's a little better. I know I need to fill in the line, his armpit line, basically, but I can do that later.
Standard issue jumpsuit and vision-enhancing visor are necessary for the creations I hope to achieve.
An inventor, huh? What do you have cooking?
Alright, I'm gonna do a little more lip sync, and then I think I'll wrap up this stream. So it looks like I only got as far as halfway through this line of Wario's. I'll turn it down a little bit. I need to lower the volume on this line of Wario's when in the final project.
An inventor, huh?
Edward Cup, I see your words. I'm not. Please don't do self-promotion on this channel. You've been talking about this Crash Bandicoot everything the whole time, and it's just your channel. Please do not do that. In WarioWare episode 5 part 2, I got confused on Mona said just do the nose-picking game with better graphics. Oh, so it ends where she's doing time travel to get all her work done, but she's not getting any sleep. And so they're all like, they're conferencing for, because Wario's like, all right, we're doing another game, we need microgame ideas, and nobody's having a good one. I think it's either Kat or Anna who asked Mona if she's like all tired, so she just has the most basic, no effort idea, like, remake the nose-picking game again, just make the graphics better. And then it ends with Wario, everybody pauses, and Wario just goes, brilliant! Because he's like, cost cutting. So that's the joke. She's just so tired she can't even think of anything good. Because I picked that one. I feel like that is like the most infamous microgame. They put in a version of it in almost every game. I think it's like a boss in 2 of them. You're picking a nose. It explains itself.
What do you have going? What do you have?
Right, let me see how the what do you have looks.
What do you have cooking? What do you have cooking?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Have
Stanley cameo. Okay, Edward Cup. Gonna do a little timeout here. Just do not do any more superhero like random things or check out my channel. Please do. I am just a future rule for chat. Please don't just try and do self promotion. Just there are better ways to get yourself out there.
cooking.
And let's see how that looks.
An inventor, huh? What do you have cooking?
Well,
Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, so I think I have to do some lip syncing for Crygor here too. And so he misinterprets Wario and thinks she's talking about what he's making for dinner. So he said I have a cast, like, you can hear it.
Okay.
well, I plan to make some casserole later today, and oh, you are referring to my professional work. Ha! Silly me. I am currently working on prototype jetpack.
Clone Plushie says, I subscribe to this channel. Oh, thanks so much. Did you just discover this channel through the stream? I'm glad, because if you let me know how you found it. Like if you were searching for like Wario or Nintendo stuff, or did it show up and recommended for you? I'm just wondering how you discovered it. I can give your channel a look too if you want. Hang on, let me see. It's okay. It doesn't let you click it in the, but I'll open it up. I discovered this by WarioWare. Oh, so you watched, so you saw the record episodes and this popped up. Yeah, that does, okay. That recommendation makes some good sense. Thank you. So I'm gonna open up the main YouTube page and YOU. I'll look up your profile if you want to follow too. I'm just a normal kid who likes nostalgic stuff. Oh, that's a good page. Oh, you have some Sonic sprites there too. Cool. All right, I just gave you a subscribe back. Oh, you did a drawing with there's one called Buddies with Penny and stuff. Oh, that's so cute. Keep at it. All right, let me just I gotta do some more Crygor lip sync. It's 2:53 where I am right now, so I'm gonna go till 3, about 7 more minutes. Whoa. Okay, he's probably not meant to. Let me turn the camera back on and see what this is supposed to be like. I did some of these poses so long ago. And Clone Plushie, do you know about the gold collab that I've been doing for WarioWare Gold?
Well, I plan to make some casserole later today, and oh, you are referring to my professional work.
Okay, that's it. It cuts over to Wario, like, really? Well, midway through there, so once that cut happens, I can stop syncing. Somebody says I know about it. Cool. We'll be starting the second part of it, a follow-up collab, probably early next year, where we do the remaining cutscenes. So, and I'll be posting the finished version when it's all compiled on this channel. So, that will probably be a thing where I do a premiere, so people can like do. It's gonna be like 20 minutes long, so people can like do a real-time chat alongside it on launch day. Okay, so when it gets to referring, that's when I can stop doing the lip sync for a little bit, because it'll just cut to a close-up of Wario. So when you have a beginning W sound like well, I do an O, because that's like, it's like a woo sound, like what's a Crygor woo sound? It's woo. It sounds like woo. He just went woo. No, that was Volta Bear escaping from his. That's a Futurama ref. Yeah, one of my favorite Futurama jokes is the idea of a dead human bender going woo, woo. And this is what I mean. I have like small and big, happy and sad mouse shapes. I'm probably gonna be doing more unique ones in the future.
Well, I plan to make some.
Actually, the music back on for a little bit. Alright, what's our next? Jungle Hijinks. Now we got some DK. I'm gonna need to add to my tablet's music next time, like additional Smash and game tracks. I think initially was just like just take the ones from Ultimate that are just like Mario related, but I can use some variety. Or even ones that just aren't covered by Smash, like Donkey Kong Country 2 is both my favorite game game soundtrack, so I should have something from that for sure.
Plan to make some casserole.
Where's the okay? The O's at the end. All right, let's see how it looks when Crygor says, "Well, I plan to make some casserole."
Plan to make some.
Oh, no, a little earlier.
Cooking.
Well, I plan to make some casserole later today.
All right, casserole needs a few more different shapes, I think.
Plan to make some casserole later today.
All right, that's pretty good. Let's have him. I'll just sync the later today, and then I think we're gonna call it a stream.
Make some casserole.
Ooh, didn't make his mouth disappear there. All right, let's that. Those shapes work. That's gonna call it.
Do you have cooking?
Well, I plan to make some casserole later today, and oh,
That's pretty good. All right, that is going to do it for this stream today, I think. My goal was to go about 2 hours. I did start a few minutes late because I still got to figure out how to sync up YouTube stream keys with the event I'm planning, rather than having to start a separate new one because I want people to be able to go wait in there to get it. I'm gonna ask some people around about that. I'm sure there's something obvious about it. I'm just missing. But thanks everybody for tuning in and for chatting, and you all enjoy the rest of your Sunday.